Hello, I'm SupaWaluigi and welcome back to SupaConstruction here in the Nintendo World Park. It's been a while. I took a sort of a week's hiatus, but that's slowly turning into a 4-week hiatus. I've just got enough time to put out this new part, part 9, that you're watching now, and I think there might be another small break. I haven't had much time recently, mainly because I've had to do overtime at my part-time job to raise funds for uni, but yeah, that's not really an important detail. It just slows down park progress, but we are back now, which is what matters. Building in a kind of a backwards decision. We've gone back to the entrance of the park to build there. So now that Clock Town's done, we can head on over to different areas of the park. I didn't want to start on the Mushroom Kingdom like I said I was going to, because I thought the entrance was a little bit bland, and so we kind of want to make a big first impression for all the park guests who enter the park. So we're going with this sort of. I tried to. Well, I wanted to make it kind of generic, but it's turned into a sort of a colonial village, or that's what the scenery name is anyway. But I just kind of wanted to put in a load of the generic shops that you would find at the beginning, at the entrance to a theme park. So stuff like information kiosks, toilets, that sort of thing, and house them in this little village. So yeah, that's just kind of the general theming going on here at the entrance. I don't know, it's not really linked to any games. I mean, it's kind of, again, it kind of looks like an extension to Legend of Zelda, since it is kind of a, not medieval, but it is a quaint little village rather than something else. I was just kind of thinking along the lines of sort of, it could be, I don't know, linked into just the actual consoles themselves, so you could have names, stalls named after the consoles, like Wii or something. I don't know, a Wii for a toilet. I don't know. That's that could work. But yeah, it's good to get back to the building. Feel like we're making pretty good progress. Also, I did, as you can see in the corner over there, the Monita statue, I did extend it out a little bit to make the base seem a bit more kind of spread out, because I thought that it looked a bit too narrow in its first look. So I made it a little bit more chunkier to give it a bit more of a presence in the park. Oh great, it's gone into night time. There's a little look at Clock Town at night. But yeah, we need to put in some lights around the entrance. I must remember to do that for the next part, because I don't think we do it in this first part. But never mind. Just trying to make this a interesting looking building. Because I think I feel like all the buildings in Clock Town are very square and don't have much of a different personality to each of them. Even though they do house some some stalls and rides, I think actually in Clock Town the housing for the stalls inside them is better than here, because this looks more like a shop front rather than actually putting them inside a building. But it's kind of, it looks all right, I think. I don't think building the actual scenery is much of a strong point, because usually they turn out to be big squares or look like warehouses, which you will actually see later on that it does look kind of like a warehouse for one of the rides. Just taking a quick drink. So yeah, of course, you need to. I would like you guys to suggest some more names and rides and senior ideas, that sort of thing. Maybe you can come up with something more fitting for this entrance area. I did have a brief idea that it could just kind of be sort of well, one of the things would be like putting in a coffee shop in here and naming it something like Layton's Tea or something. So sort of it could house more of the obscure Nintendo titles or lesser known Nintendo titles that wouldn't be big enough to have their own areas. But yeah, just building this house, this very large warehouse looking building. Roof pieces were kind of hard to put down because there are so many different pieces to them that it's hard to try and come up with a good shape for the building and also a conformative roof pointing into each other. So it does look a little bit strange. And again, with the walls being built on either the inside or outside square, some of the windows and the doors don't actually face out the right way. So I might have to get on that. As you see there, I put down the windows, but then realised that they weren't facing the right way, so I had to put the normal wall there. It is a bit of a strange looking building. It's got a weird looking balcony area, even though it shouldn't really have a balcony. And that side of the wall was just not interesting anyway. I do have an idea for something to be put around the base of Monita, but I don't think you'll see that until the very end of this project. I do have a bit of an idea in mind for what I want to do for the finale. I know it's really early talking about that since we've only finished one area, and there's at least going to be about 5 or 6 areas, so yeah, it's just you know, a bit thinking forward in advance, quite a fair bit there. Actually, speaking of thinking forward in advance, I might as well talk through some ideas I have for other areas. So bear with me for a moment. I'll just get up the list that I have written down. Let's see. Nintendo World Project, here we go. So I've basically written a list on my phone for some of the ideas that I've had for the areas. So we've done Termina, but I'll just read through what I've written down for the Zelda area anyway. So it's Clock Town, Laundry Pool, Lazy River into Southern Swamp, and then there's a little extra one, but oh, well, we're looking at it now. Look at that. So basically we are building a train ride leading from the entrance to the park into Clocktown itself, but had to shorten the horse enclosure here. Sorry for you animal lovers out there, but I thought this was a pretty neat idea to just have the little transport ride heading from the entrance into the park, so you didn't have to walk all the way over there. Of course, that meant having to get rid of the lake, move over the horses as well, because I mean they were just milling around anyway. So and just shorten the enclosure a little bit and have the train run into the side of the Clocktown wall there, and have a little station here. I thought it would be quite convenient for park guests. Whether they use it or not is another point entirely. And it does, I mean, the only problem is it does give the horse enclosure a bit of an odd shape, and it does make it much smaller for the horses. But we only have 2 of them, so it shouldn't be too cluttered in there. And so yeah, we're just building this little train track back into the entrance there. And obviously we'll start building a little building around it in a moment. Haven't actually built the station for the one in Clocktown just yet, because I'm not sure what kind of style I want to go for it. But as we start building the queue line for the entrance one, and we'll see that in a moment. Anyway, back to the little list of ideas. Here we go, Mushroom Kingdom area. So that body of water over in the Mushroom Kingdom that was built way back at the pre-construction stages, that's kind of meant to be an ocean sea area. And with that, in the Mushroom Kingdom area, I thought, well, it could maybe be like a harbour, so either Surfshine Harbour or Rico Harbour. It's probably a bad idea to go with Surfshine, because not many people actually like Paper Mario Sticker Star, but I like the music for Surfshine Harbour, so that might just be represented through music, so it most likely will be Rico Harbour. Obviously, we have the two other areas of Bowser's Castle and Luigi's Mansion. And then for a couple of ride ideas, I thought of a Super Mario Galaxy ride, kind of Space Mountain inspired from Disney. I suppose it's in Disney World and Disneyland. Although the Disneyland one is more of a retro punk, steampunk, space launch cannon thing. So, hey ho, might make that like an indoor coaster, but that might be quite difficult. And then here's something that I wasn't too sure about. Two Mario Kart tracks. One replicating Baby Park, the other goes through Mushroom Kingdom, Bowser's Castle, and Luigi's Mansion. So it's kind of, one's a small Baby Park represented Mario Kart, and the other is kind of a Mario Kart medley. So I'm not sure how that would turn out, but you can let me know in the comments of the video for that. And then moving on into the space area, ideas for that are just mainly down to franchise representation. So F-Zero, this time it won't be Big Blue. It's going to be something a little bit more. Well, what would you say is F-Zero's most well-known track or area? Because that's probably what it's going to be, but not Big Blue. Star Fox again. I'm not entirely sure what to do with that, because I know we did can't even speak today. Corneria for Nintendo Land Park, so yeah, not sure about that. I put Pikmin with a question mark again, because I think we got lucky in the previous park with the scenery items, so it's going to be more difficult to try and replicate that in this one. But I also put Mega Man, because I'm in a Mega Man mood and I would like to see some Mega Man in the park. It could be just some sort of robot arena thing. We have like a Laser Quest ride, I think. It could be that. Or that could be for Metroid as well, but I'm not sure about that. And then the end of the list, I've just put a retro area, which could have like a lot of pixel art. It's towards the back of the park behind Luigi's Mansion and Bowser's Castle areas. There's not really much room, so I'm thinking there might be space there to put a retro area in. And on that list, I've put Donkey Kong Barrel Run Coaster, but like retro Donkey Kong, you know, jump with Jumpman rather than Mario sort of thing. Because there is a coaster that's literally it's like a vertical track, and you sit on the side of the track and it goes up, but it's sort of it's hard to explain basically. I mean, we'll obviously get to that when we get to that. Also got Balloon Fight again, because I just like the representation we had for Balloon Fight last time. Kid Icarus, not sure what to do with that. And Wild Gunman, just because there's a Wild West show that we could use for that. So it works, but yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that. So, as we've been building this train station, I kind of like it. I mean, it does, once it's finished, it does look like a giant warehouse, really. But I've not really done this sort of thing before, to try and build something around a station. It's quite hard to do. Because last time we had, you can have presets in Rollercoaster Tycoon 2. You have like preset scenery stations that you can build around the stations directly. So with this, you have to make it a bit more manual. But that's fine. Get to practice building this sort of thing. Getting a load of windows there just to make it look nice and light on the inside. Although I don't think lighting is actually affected by any walls, so well, it's a bit strange. Plus, whilst building the roof, you can see actually the smoke from the or the steam from the steam engines actually goes through the roof, so it kind of ruins the immersion a little bit. But there you go. See, it's not too bad, I suppose. I wonder if well, actually no, it's a bit too early to talk about that. But if you guys have seen any videos for Planet Coaster, I'm actually pretty excited for that. I don't have like a, what is it? Is it beta code? It might be a beta code. But I think that is going to be really good for theme park building. And whether or not there'll be a Nintendo park in that in the future, I don't know. That's too far away to talk about, and not entirely relevant actually. Just getting a few of these red trees, make it look nice and lush around the train station there. Don't put in all of them just yet, because well, it'll take a while. But now we're just slowing down the video and just taking a brief look at how it all seems from a peep's eye view. A rather tall peep though. I suppose it's me then. Just changing the camera angles there. There we go. So we're just going to take a little look around. I think it looks pretty good. You saw earlier with the terrain painting there, it just changes the ground texture to a sort of more paved thing. There's giant Manita statue behind the little houses. And then here's the little station. We'll probably take the pathway off down to the left there, but on the inside there's not much to look at. I'm probably going to come back to this and put in a few more other scenery items in there and such. And also this does need a name. It's kind of, I don't really want to call it Spirit Tracks because I don't really want to have that as a sort of redo of a ride since the last park, but I have coloured the trains so that they look like the Spirit Tracks train. But here it comes, and it's turned nighttime, so it gets a nice little glow, and there we have it. There's a little train coming into Clocktown. And that's that for this part. Thanks for watching. Bye!